Blackiechainz football cast, we're here to light the fire. Spitting facts and stats, you know we never tire. Bringing the heat up, that passion won't retire. Busting through the mic, our voices never expire. We ignite the spirit, never fading out. Light the torch, USC fans rise up high. On this podcast, we aim for the sky. Knowledge and entertainment never lie. Together we stand, let the truth amplify.
What's going on, Trojan fans? Welcome back to another live episode of the Light the Torch podcast. And today is, of course, Nebraska week. So you know what we do here. We always try to get someone from the opposite team, someone that does a podcast. And we have a reoccurring guest today. And he was on last year from the Common Fan podcast. Welcome back, TJ Birkel. How's it going, TJ?
Good. What's up, guys? Thanks for having me. How we doing?
We're doing great. We're doing great. As good as we can be after a bye week, I guess, right?
Yeah. At least you can't. Nobody can lose during a bye week, right? So at least there's that.
I mean, I guess, but yeah, B Jones should be joining us a little bit later, but we'll go ahead and introduce, of course, the other cast here. Of course, you know him, you love him. We got Guns on the right hand side. How's it going, Guns?
Doing good, man. Fight on.
Right on. All right. And like we said before, we have TJ here from the Common Fan podcast for Nebraska. So if you are a secondary Nebraska fan, definitely go ahead and subscribe to him. Or if you're just a Nebraska fan, just join in and watching the show. If you haven't seen him, definitely go and give him a follow and get his subscribe, get his subscribers up. So, but yeah, we really appreciate you joining the show. So how have you been? How do you feel the season's going so far for Nebraska?
You know, I was thinking about it. It's funny. I was thinking about going into last year's game in LA. I think you guys, USC was 4-5 and Nebraska was 5-4, right?
Yep.
And I think coming into the year, USC had been maybe in the top 15, if I recall correctly. Maybe even a little playoff. Maybe I don't know. I feel like there was some chatter about USC coming into the season. And Nebraska, I think there's a lot of hope that we were going to take kind of a leap last year, and we started off 5-1. And so by the time we played each other, it was like both teams were kind of grasping a little bit, and it ended up being a great game, a great battle.
Yeah.
And so this year, you know, what it made me think of was like I kind of wish this year's team. Oh, and the other thing that happened was your quarterback situation. Like Maeva was like just taken over.
Yep.
When we played you guys. So I was like, I wish this year's team could play last year's USC team in that scenario that they were in that time, because it felt like things were. I mean, you guys obviously still won, but it felt like things were more unsettled for you guys then. So for Nebraska, I mean, we're 6-2. The Huskers are 6-2. We lost by 3 to what I think will end up being a pretty good Michigan team when it's all said and done. Pretty talented Michigan team. And I'll be honest, on that game we lost by 3, but we could have lost by 10 or more. I mean, we had some things go our way, and credit to the team for that. Had a chance to be in a position to win at the end, but I think they probably had more talent than we did. They were certainly more physical at the line of scrimmage than Nebraska was. And then, I mean, we just laid a dud. We laid an egg. We had a dud at Minnesota a couple weeks ago, and like Minnesota gets credit because they won and we didn't, right? Like, so like that's it. But I think that's not Nebraska just didn't show up for that one. That was ugly. I guess I don't know how much you can take away from that one, because we've certainly played better and been more physical most of the other games we've had this year. So 6-2, all of the wins. There have been things during all of the wins where it's like, wow, that looked really good. And then there have been times during pretty much all the way, except for the two sort of sort of lower tier schools that we played. Except for those two, there have been things during all of the wins that were like, ugh. Like we had to come back against Michigan State. We had to come back late against Maryland, and then Northwestern. We were up 21-6, and then in a short amount of time, it was 21-21, I would argue Northwestern was benefited from a unique set of really uniquely terribly bad calls that went in their favor. so good calls from their perspective. I think I can keep going. I'll stop there, and I don't know if you want to get into individual players or what, but I think Husker Nation, I think, is feeling pretty good. I think most people had us, anywhere probably around 8-4 going into the year. Some more as you get closer to August, as you guys can probably relate, everybody was jumping up to 9-3 or 10-2. But I think the more rational fans, 8-4. There were even some 7-5s I saw out there. So we're 6-2 right now. I think there's a lot of things that this team does better than any of Matt Rule's teams so far. But still a ways to go too. If you're a Husker fan who grew up in the 90s, there's still a ways to go.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like our teams are kind of parallel each other. Like we've had some like good things that happen during games, but then there's just certain things like, okay, that needs to get better, and it just some glaring issues on defense or whatever for us. But yeah, other than that, how do you feel going? This is year 3 for Matt Rule, correct?
Yes, sir. Yep.
How are you guys feeling about Matt Rule and also like maybe some of the chatter going on with him and Penn State?
Yeah. So, I think most Husker fans, Husker, you guys can probably relate. Like I grew up I was 12, 13, and 15 when we won national titles in the 90s, right? So like you never let go of that part of the identity for your team. And that should always be the expectation. And I think a lot of Husker fans have that. And so because of that, I think it's very easy for Husker fans to get down on a certain coach or get down on a certain player or whatever, because they expect greatness. And we've never really stopped expecting greatness, even with the awfulness of the last 10 years or so. And so I think that's good. I think that's a good thing about our fan base. Let me be clear about that. I think that's a good thing. But okay, I'm going back to what was your original question? Oh, Matt Rule in year 3. I think generally speaking, most fans are pretty happy with Coach Rule. He relates well. He's not from Nebraska, but he relates well to the state. He's a good CEO. He's a good spokesman for the program, good representative for the program. But at the end of the day, everybody wants wins. Everybody wants to win again, right? And so I think 6-2, most fans are pretty happy with that. If we lose out, he's going to be on the hot seat. Maybe that's a little bit exaggerated. You know what I'm saying? If we go 2-2, I think everyone will say, okay, that's about what we expected. If they anything better than 2-2, and they're probably dancing in the streets in Lincoln, right? So it kind of depends. But I think generally speaking, people feel like it's on track. And when he took over, we were as low as we had been in decades, maybe ever. And so I think generally speaking, there's an acknowledgement and a recognition. There's only one Curt Cignetti. Everyone else has to rebuild over several years, right? The Penn State stuff, it felt like kind of a distraction going into Minnesota week, and then the way they played at Minnesota didn't really help that. Here's my take on it, and we talked about this on our show. If you're Penn State and you have just fired James Franklin, who had multiple 10-win seasons and won the Big Ten Conference, and literally 9 months ago, whatever it was a play away from the national championship game, and a few weeks ago had the lead in overtime against Oregon, and you just fired that guy, then you can't go to your fan base and say, we just hired Matt Rule, who's known as kind of a turnaround artist and a rebuilding artist. But Coach Rule's track record is at Temple, he rebuilt it, and I think they actually won the conference a year or two he was there. But after a couple 9-10 win seasons, he was off to Baylor. And then Baylor was a total dumpster fire when he got there, rebuilt them, had an 11-win season, and then he was off to the NFL. And so he's never been somewhere long enough to say this guy can win 10 games a year for 10 years in a row. I think the hope for Husker fans is he can get us there and then stay there. But because of he's always leapt to the next thing, he's on paper, he's a career 500 coach, and he hasn't won a conference title since he was at Temple. So again, we love Rule. This is not a knock on Rule. And again, we hope and think that he can get us to another level. But in the meantime, if you're Penn State, you have to sell your fan base on it's basically close to a career 500 coach. I don't see how I never thought the Rule smoke was real. He played there, as you guys may or may not know. He walked on there and played there. He knows the athletic director. He has some connections there. So that made it a little bit more, whatever. But I think Penn State's got to go high. They got to hire. I mean, they have to. I don't know who that. Urban Meyer. Like they have to hire Nick Saban. Like they have to hire somebody like that, right?
Yeah, it has to be a home run hire.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. All right, Guns.
So here's the thing about that, though.
Go ahead,
Guns.
Go ahead, B. Jones.
Well, I was gonna say, here's the thing. A lot of these teams that have just fired their coaches are going to find out the hard way that this is not the same era of college football that we're in anymore. You know what I'm saying? Not only do you have to pay the buyout, you have to pay the new coach, and you have to pay the players.
Yep.
I think you are 100% right. I think it's a different era of college football, and it's funny because we recorded with a guest today. It'll be out tomorrow, but I made this point. Everyone talks about how there's more parity than ever before. Everyone's got money now. Everyone's investing in facilities now. Everyone's paying coaches now. It's harder to win than ever before. And yet the Penn States and LSUs and Floridas and UCLAs of the world, like, remember how it was, no one ever fired a coach in season before.
No.
Right?
Nope.
Except Nebraska, of course. But very few people had fired a coach in season. That never happens. And suddenly, like, all these schools are firing their coaches in season. I assume some of them will have some splash hires or some home run hires, but I'm not sure. The grass is not always greener. As a fan of a program that has fired 2 9-win coaches over the last, like 2 coaches after 9 and 3 seasons over the last 25 years, like, the grass is not always greener. And so, again, I mean, maybe UCLA did the right thing. They fired Deshaun Foster, and then they suddenly started winning. Like, I don't know. But I think the Penn State thing was insane. If you look at Twitter, nobody seems to like what's his name down at LSU. So maybe that was the right choice. I don't know. But it's just I agree with you, Brandon. Like, it's a different era, and you're just playing with fire. Like, sometimes I think there's an argument to be made that there's more value in sticking with a guy and say, let's work together. Let's tweak this. Can we get more money for players? Do you need new assistants? How do we do this? I think there's an argument to be made for that. Kurt Cignetti is a unicorn. First of all, even in the old era of college football, nobody did what Cignetti has done. Yeah. But very few people, it's hard to come in and flip a program and win. So I agree with you 100%, Brandon.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting because, you don't even know who's going to be available at the end of the season.
Right.
And USC is also one of those teams that has fired some people mid-season. We left someone on the tarmac in Arizona. So, yeah, we're kind of experienced with that too. So yeah, guys, what were we going to say?
Yeah, my question, so your defense, right? You guys no longer have Tony White. I'd assume like the fans mostly loved him. I mean, what's your thoughts overall so far with the defense and the new coordinator? I believe the coordinator was the secondaries coach last year. Just give us your thoughts so far.
Yeah, it's been, losing Tony White hurt. I think John Butler, the new coordinator, has been pretty good. Arguably, the bigger loss was in personnel. So we had Nash Hutmaker and Ty Robinson, who both felt like they had been there for like a decade. I mean, those guys were just stalwarts in the middle of the defensive line. Jamari Butler went to LSU, I want to say. We lost a couple of linebackers, either to graduation or transfer portal. So kind of that front seven really took a hit when it came to personnel. And so, that was the thing about the last couple of years teams. The offenses weren't very good. but you kind of felt like you could maybe play with anybody because the defense was really good. I mean, that's one thing. Rule really flipped the defense right away when he got to Lincoln. And so I would say like this year's defense has maybe taken a bit of a step back. I mean, I think we're number 2 in the country in total passing defense, behind Oregon. We're in the top 25, I think, in scoring defense. Like they're doing some things well. The rushing defense has not been nearly as good. And that's kind of what Rule's defense have hung their hat on the last couple years. But it's a lot of young guys. There's definitely some talented guys on this team. I think about, Ty Robinson, who's in the NFL now. It took probably till his 4th or 5th year till he was like really a dominant force in the middle of that defense, And so we have some young, talented guys. They brought in some guys on the D line and 1 or 2 linebackers in the transfer portal. Those guys have been good. They've been solid. And frankly, like we kind of joke on our show, like the defense has carried this program for a couple of years. Maybe the offense could just go win us a couple games. Maybe the offense could win us a couple shootouts for once, right? So the D is okay. I'd say the D overall has taken a step back. I think they're getting better as the year goes on. I think there's a lot of promise for this defense in the next couple of years because of the young talent they have. But they have taken a step back, and that specifically worries me against USC on Saturday.
Yeah, you guys are good in passing yards allowed. Yeah, like you said, second. And then also like your scoring defense, your total defense is good as well. It's just the Russian defense is where you were mentioning is like 89th, I think. But I think you still have Sierra Wright, who's from what I've heard is having a really good season out on. He's in the he's on the inside, right? Cornerback, yeah.
Slot right now, right?
Yeah. He's been great, and the coaches always talk about his leadership and like just what a great presence he is. And I mean, he comes up all the time in the weekly press conferences. So he's been a great ad for Nebraska. Yeah, I think that's right. I should know that off the top of my head. But he also has a Rule does this thing where like a certain number of guys get single digit jerseys as like you have to earn your single digit jersey, and he's got a single digit jersey this year. So he's just like he's really really considered, I think, a leader on this team, and we love him. So I'm glad it didn't work out for him at USC. Sorry.
Yeah, he had a good game against us last year. He
did.
Dix and another interception too. So hopefully that doesn't happen again this year. But yeah, B Jones, you got any questions?
No, I think we can defer to the chat questions. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, so we do have a question from Trojan Dale. He says, "I remember Nebraska dominating the Big 12. Do you think that Nebraska should go back to the Big 12? I personally miss Nebraska versus OU rivalry. Well, then they would have to go back to the SEC for that. But
hey, let me tell you, Trojan Dale, appreciate that question very much. And it's interesting when I run into Oklahoma fans, like it's so funny because we really used to hate each other. And there's kind of this like mutual respect and a little bit of longing for the old days. So I totally feel what you're saying, but I am wholly 1000% opposed to going back to the Big 12 because for a couple of reasons. One, the current Big 12 is like about 8 group of 5 schools and then a handful of schools that are like FBS, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but the current, like the Big 10 and the SEC are so far and away the best 2 conferences. And candidly, number 3 would be the Pac-12 of 2 or 3 years ago, whenever it was before you guys came over here. Like the Big 12, sorry, Big 12. I love you all, but no. And then, the other part of that is, Nebraska, people, it's a lazy narrative. People like to say that, we moved to the Big 12 and everything went poorly. That's not true. We played Big 10. We played in the Big 10 championship game, our second year there. We were pretty good our first 4 years in the Big 10. And I would argue it was due to more to coaching firings and hirings than anything else that we've fallen off in recent years. But all that to say, acknowledge it's been a very rough 10 years for Nebraska football. I want us to figure it out in the Big 10. I want us to figure out in this very good elite conference. I want us to be one of the best teams in this elite conference. I will never let go of believing that that's possible. And so, again, appreciate the question. I do not want us to go to that second-rate conference. I want us to just learn how to win this conference. That's what I want.
Question for me though: do you miss playing CU at all? Because that was a pretty big rivalry between CU and Nebraska.
A little bit, and it's funny because when the Big 12 became the Big 12, we did not play Oklahoma every year anymore, and so that rivalry already started to kind of wane for however many years we were in the Big 12. But Colorado kind of became the new Thanksgiving weekend big game, and let me tell you that like the Oklahoma and Nebraska thing, there's some mutual respect. It goes back many decades, fathers and grandfathers kind of thing. We hate Colorado and they hate us. Like we hate each other.
Yeah.
The hate is real. It's like Emperor Palpatine. The hate is strong with this one.
Yeah,
and
I grew up in Colorado, so I know all about that.
So I will say like last year getting to play them and kick their ass in Lincoln, we thoroughly enjoyed that. I know they enjoyed beating us in Boulder the year before. So there's been some like that sort of thing is good for college football, in my opinion. If there's a way to figure out how to do more of that sort of thing, I can tell you all of Husker Nation would embrace it. And I think Colorado fans would too, if they still have a program in a few years.
Yeah, no, I definitely I've gone to some of the CU and Nebraska games. Those were there was a lot of animosity between Nebraska and CU fans. So I kind of miss seeing that game, but
yeah, for sure.
But we had another question for you here from Josh Gates. How have your offensive tackles performed this year?
I feel like I'm being trolled. Josh, are you trolling me? Because the tackles have struggled this year. Nebraska quarterback Dylan Raiola has been sacked many times this year. But I mean, I will say, like, and the coaches have said this too, there are times when Dylan holds the ball too long. There are times when the running back misses in pass protection, but there are times when the tackles have just gotten badly beaten. And they're like, we're battling some injuries too on the offensive line. But I feel like that question was, poking at me a little bit, which is okay. But yeah, no, the O-line, I mean, the O-line was supposed to be kind of a strength of this team. It's a more senior veteran unit. That's decidedly been a mixed bag, which has been really frustrating to see. I think Dylan only got sacked once against Northwestern on this past Saturday. I guess that's a step in the right direction, but I've seen too much to feel confident that we're going to be holding our breath the rest of the year on that front.
All right. Any other questions, B. Jones or Guns, before we get into the main questions?
Good here.
All right. So the main questions that we want to ask you here: what are your offensive keys to victory for Nebraska to beat USC?
Well, running back Emmett Johnson for Nebraska has over 1,000 total yards. He's one of only a handful of guys nationally who's done that. I think he's over 800. And so I should have these numbers ready for you, but he's over 800 some on the ground. Love Dana Holgerson, our offensive coordinator, and think he's overall the offense is better. But we have an ongoing joke on our show. All offensive coordinators like to get big brains sometimes, and they want to show how their big brains can come up with great plays. And sometimes you just need to pound the rock. And so the best games that we've had, I'm thinking Maryland and Northwesterns in particular, the offense has run through Emmett. Give the guy the ball, establish the line of scrimmage. I was at the Northwestern game. He had some big holes to run through. It looked really good for the most part. And then he also make guys miss. Sometimes he makes something out of nothing. But when we are able to establish the run with Emmett, and sometimes he catches the ball out of the backfield too. When we're able to establish the run with Emmett, and then Dylan can throw off of that, that's that's when we've been most successful. So I think that's a huge key to victory for me, is being able to run the football and prioritizing it. I mean, against Minnesota, I think we had 38 passes. You know what they do? They hold the ball, they shorten the game. So, we had 38 passes and like 16 runs or something. And some of that's because we're playing from behind and Dylan's getting sacked left and right or whatever. And so we need to be able to run the ball. Dylan cannot throw picks. Like he's been much better this year, but that when he has thrown picks, it feels like it comes at the absolute worst possible time. And so we can't do that. And then on defense, it looks like you guys are better all around on offense. We've got to be able to stop the run. And so I know I'm assuming, I'll say this, we got to be able to stop the run. And then we have given up, we've been very good at not giving up big plays, explosive plays through the air. We've given up a couple of long runs. So if we can continue to do that, I think we got a shot. I know USC's favored by about 6.5. That's probably about right. The other thing that really helped us stay in that game last year was getting those turnovers you mentioned. And so, the defense being able to turn the ball over, I think will be critical. I think that the home crowd is going to be electric. I think it's going to be loud. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a great atmosphere. But like you look at, we need it to play out a little bit like last year's game where we got some picks. We had a chance to win it at the end. We had some unbelievable, again, I know I referenced bad calls earlier. I generally like you lose, you got to own it. But some unbelievably bad luck last year. Like you guys got the balls that got tipped in a way that it felt like it was incredible, like right to certain USC player or whatever. So no, that didn't help us out. I'm thinking of a key third down play late in the game, which you may know what I'm talking about. But anyway, I just think like we need some, we can't let like USC's offense get into a rhythm and start pounding the rock and scoring a lot of points. So whatever we can do to disrupt that. We haven't been good at getting to the quarterback this year. We have generated some turnovers. So sacks, turnovers, whatever we can do to keep the offense out of rhythm, get the ball back. And then on offense, we got to find a way to, like I said, hold the ball. I kind of wonder if they're going to try to Big Ten USC a little bit and do what Minnesota did to us. Probably not exactly that, but pound the rock, hold the ball, play keep away from that explosive offense, and give yourself a chance.
Yeah, definitely. We have one of the top safeties in the nation right now, with tied for first in interceptions in Bishop Fitzgerald. So you never know if he gets pressured by our defensive line. You might be hearing Bishop's name a couple times maybe, but
I certainly hope not.
But yeah, all right, and you gave us the defensive keys as well. So we'll go ahead and give you this last. Give us your score predictions and just like your overall thoughts about this game.
Yeah, sure. Well, let me just say, like, it's been awesome for whatever reason, and most of this is based on social media, I guess, but it feels like Nebraska fans and USC fans have just kind of have this bond and this mutual respect in the short amount of time that USC's been in the Big Ten. And that's not one that I would have guessed was like a natural fit necessarily, but I love it. And like, I still feel like we're relatively new to the conference. You guys are new to the conference, and so it's been super cool. And this is the kind of thing like, with all the conference realignment and stuff, like it sucks that now, I don't know, like for a couple of years, we won't play you guys after this. So that kind of sucks, but it's cool. Like I hope a lot of USC, not too many, but I hope some USC fans come to Lincoln. I hope they experience the game day environment. Husker fans are always known for being nice. And so, I hope they get to take it all in and ultimately see a Nebraska win, of course. I mean, I'm nervous about this game, if I'm being honest. Like, I think it'd be a huge win for Rule in this program. Obviously, it's two blue bloods going against each other. USC is ranked. We haven't beat a ranked opponent since 2016, as tough as that is to say out loud. Although since we beat Cincinnati to start this year, and they're currently they've been going gangbusters since we beat them. They're currently ranked. But anyway, I'm babbling. But I mean, I am nervous about this game. I think Nebraska can win. I think USC's in a better place than they were last year when this game took place, but I think Nebraska is too. I'm going to be looking for, coaches always talk about the middle eight. And so I watch, the last 4 minutes of the first half and the first 4 minutes of the second half. I always watch that because coaches talk about it and then the media talks about it. But so that's important. But what I'm going to be really looking for too is the first 5 to 8, 10 minutes of game time. And is Nebraska able to force a couple 3-and-outs early or force a turnover early? Can we keep USC off the board early? Can we keep the crowd in it early? Can we go get points early, right? So I'm going to be watching just to like if it's one of those things where USC hits a couple big plays and suddenly it's 14-0, that will not feel good, right? Whereas if we can force a 3 and out or force a punt, maybe and then hold the ball for 6 minutes and get points out of that, that will feel good, right? That will feel like maybe we've got a game plan to attack this game. So I want to see the Huskers limit the number of mistakes they make. And I think it's going to be like last year. Again, I know we lost, but it's going to take guys making some plays, whether it's a pick six or whatever it might be. It's going to take guys making some plays for us to be in this game and have a chance to win it. So that's what I think. But I think the Huskers have a chance to win, and I think the home crowd will play a big difference, but make a big difference. But I'm nervous about this one, if I'm being honest.
All right, give us a score prediction.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'll say I haven't thought about this. I haven't done a prediction anywhere else. I think for Nebraska to win, they're going to have to score more than 30 points. So I'll say 33-30 Huskers.
Oh,
in something of that wouldn't necessarily a medium-sized shootout, maybe.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we really appreciate you being on the show here. Go ahead and tell the chat where they can find you, either your social medias, your podcast, your YouTube channel. Go ahead and let the chat know.
Yeah, we're Common Fan Podcast. We're on YouTube, so just search Common Fan Podcast on YouTube. We also have a website, commonfan.co, and you can find all of our access to all the episodes, all of our social media accounts, YouTube. We do a lot of written content, a lot of written articles as well. You can find all of that at commonfan.co, and would love to have you subscribe on YouTube as much as anything else, as you guys can relate, I'm sure.
All right. Well, we really appreciate you being on the show, and I went ahead and linked both your YouTube channel and your website in the chat, so definitely go ahead and show some love.
Oh man, thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, like I definitely agree with what you were saying about USC and Nebraska fans. We're all kind of in the same kind of boat as the type of fans that we are, and like we have a lot of expectations for our team, but sometimes there's just we're going through some tough times at this point, trying to get back to the winning ways that we used to be at for that.
And hey, thanks to Trojan Dale, said he just subscribed. Thank you, Trojan Dale. I love it. Awesome.
All right, well, we really appreciate it. And are you going to be at the game?
I'm not going to be at this one. I wish I was going to be at this. We do a once a year. Our podcast hosts a tailgate, and so we just did that last week for the Northwestern game, where we got an 11 a.m. kick. And now this one's going to be at 6:30 under the lights. So probably should have done USC this year, but it was just, we got to balance. All three of us have kids and day jobs and all that, so we just had to balance all that sort of thing. But anyway, I'm not going to be there. But man, I think it's going to be a great atmosphere, and can't wait to watch it. So.
All right, well, we really appreciate you being on, and we'll have to do this again the next time we play. Okay.
Love it, guys, and good luck the rest of the season after Saturday. Thanks for having me on.
You
Great
too.
to see you guys
You too.
again. All right, take care, guys.
Bye. All right, well, we really appreciate TJ being on the show here, and now we got his side, so now let's give our side of how we think this game is going to go. We really appreciate his takes, but we think this is going to go a little bit differently on our end here. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get into our normal schedule broadcast here. So first quarter is going to be offensive keys to victory. Now that B Jones is here, because he was on another show, hopefully he represented us really well and didn't make us look like idiots or whatever. But B Jones, go ahead.
I did, but StreamYard did not. StreamYard
really?
failed me.
Did it?
Yeah, man.
Oh, God.
Yeah, man.
StreamYard.
Yeah.
I'm paying you $49 a month, and I need you to get your together.
Right. Right.
All right.
Yeah, so
Yeah, go ahead and give us your offensive keys.
Yep. So just like any other Big Ten game that I've said this pretty much in every one this season, we have to start fast, right? We have to start fast. If we can establish our running game, I don't think there's anything that Nebraska can do, because they can't afford to cheat up their safeties, because this is going to be bombs away. You know what I'm saying? So we have to establish the running game. And, yeah, really, that is the biggest key for me.
Definitely. All right. Guns.
Offense.
Yes. Wow. It's
Okay.
StreamYard.
we haven't even been talking that much, and it's still happening. This is what we're talking about, StreamYard. Go ahead and start over, Guns.
But yeah, stay balanced. Offensive, the thing is their running game, right? They're not great with the run defense.
Oh, God.
Turnover free, you're right matchup. He's in the slot, so interested to see. They got some, they know each other right from past years, so just seeing
I really hate StreamYard at this point right now.
what that looks like.
It's really like you look like a old karate movie right now with how your lips are moving, going with the audio. It's literally just like very off. It sounds like just an old Bruce Lee movie right now. But yeah, I think we all got the gist of what you were saying. For me, we have to take the crowd out because the crowd's going to be loud right off the bat. This is probably one of their games that they've circled on their calendar, especially after what happened last year. So we have to start fast, like what TJ didn't want us to do. Like we need to start fast with a quick score. If we win the toss, Lincoln Riley's he's gonna take the ball. So we can't go through and out like he was saying he wants. But we have to start fast. We got to start off with a touchdown and then get a quick 3 and out, and then just really, I don't think Nebraska's built to come back from behind at this point. So just like a lot of the times, we just got to start fast to overcompensate for maybe some of our defensive deficiencies. But yeah, if you guys have, Chad, go ahead and put in your keys to victory for this game here that maybe we haven't mentioned here. But before we move on, did anyone else have anything last to say before we move on to the defensive side?
Jacoby Lane is fully healthy.
Yeah, and I'm sure B-Jack's probably fully healthy as well too. Like I know he was kind of crushed in before, but I'm sure he's back to full strength right now. And we're also getting back possibly Killian O'Connor and Elijah Page. So that's definitely going to be big. Even though he says that their pass rush isn't that great, we still need to have a stout offensive line, and we need to open up the holes, the gaps for King and B-Jack and Harry and whoever is in that backfield at this point. But all right, let's move on to the defensive side here. Defensive keys to victory. Guns, go ahead and start us off.
Force them to be one-dimensional. They're like 3-0 when they give the ball to the running back like 20 or more times. So we got to force them to pass the ball more. And again, first down, let them throw more.
Is it me or
and then
is it
just get after Minnesota? But yeah, so
it's getting way worse. Yeah. It's getting way worse for you now, Guns. I definitely have to submit something for this because this is just kind of unacceptable at this point. StreamYard, we might have to leave you behind in this situation now. So, but yeah, Guns. Or B Jones.
Yeah, I think I agree with Guns. Yeah, no, but I believe what Guns was saying is our offense is pretty much going to be our best defense. If we can jump out early on those guys, man, I think they're going to have to abandon ship, right? They're going to have to abandon their run game, and they're going to have to force Dylan Raiola to beat us down the field. With that being said, we have to earn our right. Right, earn our right to rush the passer. We heard these guys say that over and over this year, and that's exactly what needs to happen. So we stuff the run. If that means bringing another man down in the box to do so early on, then we need to do that.
Yeah, exactly. And here's Guns. Hopefully his microphone's better. But yeah, Emmett Johnson is definitely a public enemy number one. We need to stop him. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts. If we lose to Nebraska because of Dylan Raiola, I'd be okay with that because he's going to have to work for it. but Emmett Johnson cannot be the reason why they win this game, because that's what Love or Jeremiah Love was, and I can't remember the other running back. Like, that's just whenever we lose, it's because of that running game, and we can't have that. We recruited to the point to stop that run, and because that's what our biggest deficiency was last year. We didn't have the bodies, we didn't have the size and all that stuff. We didn't have the depth to do that, and we have that right now. We just it's just been inconsistent, and we have this is another player that can tote that ball. Like, he's definitely a every down back for Nebraska. So we can't let him get going. We can't let him wear us down in the run game. So we definitely have to. If he touches that ball, it has to be for like 1 or 2 yards. We can't get he can't have huge chunks of like 5 yards or 6 yards. We have to. Our linebackers are going to have to make sure they know exactly where he's at all times. B. Jones is getting some new ones here. Yep. All right. Anything else we want to mention about the defensive keys to victory before we get into a little mini halftime with recruiting with guns? Let's see here. Jamie says, "Who's the vocal leader on USC's defense?" I would say Gentry. Like, if you haven't seen some of his interviews. What?
I said Gentry, Kamari.
Yeah, like Devin Tompkins, I'm sure, is a leader on that defensive side. So, but yeah, definitely Gentry's probably the most vocal out of them all. Like, he's the most animated out of them all. So, I would definitely think that he's the leader for that. But all right, let's go to some halftime real quick. Some recruiting with guns here. Let's go ahead and take away guns. Give us some recruiting updates.
Really, yeah, we just got one. He flipped from Utah to USC. He's a Cali kid, plays JUCO in Cali. So big time get. Just another weapon that we can use in that room.
Yeah, Utah is going through it now after losing a recruit to us. They have been putting out some weird graphics about Kenai Pepe flipping his commitment, or like transferring to, like, because I think the guy who posted it said he's transferring to USC, which he hasn't even set foot on campus yet. But it's like they're going through it now. The fact that they lost a recruit to USC, and like some of the Utah fans are actually believed it at one point. But yeah, like Utah, that guy is definitely kind of spreading some fake news, I guess you can say. But we also have the walk-on. I'm not sure if you mentioned the walk-on, Sam Smith.
Yeah, Samuel Smith out of J. Sarah, preferred walk-on, just announced.
Yeah, it's definitely good to. We're still getting those Cali kids.
So far, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Anything else? Any questions in the chat about any of the recruits here? Shout outs to Polly Walnuts here. Savage is really building a solid tight end room. Find on guys. Yeah, he's definitely like the tight ends have probably been the best that they've been this year in a long time, since probably Matter Bebe was on the squad at one point. But and he only had like maybe a 1 or like a year and a half of a really full season when Sam Darnold was on the squad. So it's definitely nice to see that we have two really good tight ends that are really making some big time plays, and that's definitely I'm sure Mark Bowman is really happy to see that. So,
hey, which one of you is recording from a jet right now?
Not me. Is that you?
No.
Maybe it's guns or something. I don't know. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the third quarter here. Final thought.
Sorry. Before I forget, if you can, open up another browser. I need you to do so right now, fellas, and go ahead and click that link in the description and vote for Makai Lemon. to be Litnikoff right there. I got it right there in the description. Hit the link. Go ahead and get your vote for Makai in.
All right, yeah, definitely.
You can do it while you're listening to us.
I don't know who else that is capable of being voted for. Maybe he had a slightly not as impactful game, but in this Notre Dame game, but he's still literally the best wide receiver in the nation right now. So it took having to game plan around him, because that's what Notre Dame had to do. They had to game plan around Makai Lemon to be able to at least have some ability to beat us in our pass game. But let's see here. Tell the USAF to chill. But all right, let's go ahead and get into the third quarter here. Final thoughts and predictions, scores, and we'll do MVP as well. So, Guns, go ahead and give us your prediction, final thoughts, and MVPs for both sides.
Special teams is going to be key again. Final score prediction 31-27. MVPs, we're going to go Jaden, offense, defense. We're going to go Walker, Jaden Walker.
Okay. All right, B. Jones.
Final score is going to be 34 to 20. Excuse me. 38-24. No, sorry. 31-24 is what I wrote down. Sorry. I'm messing all up. 31-24 Trojans.
You have a stroke over there or something?
I'm tired, man. It's been a long day. 31-24 Trojans, man. MVP, defense, I'm going to say Bishop. I think Bishop gets another one or two this game. Offense, Jacoby. I think Jacoby's going to have a game. Honorable mention, BJ.
All right. And we know Raul is not here, but we actually do have his score prediction. Let me see if I can find it here. I think he said 41-27 for USC. So that's his score prediction. He could not be here. Sucks to say that he's not here, but he's having fun.
He could have been here. He could have been here. Don't say he could. He could have been.
He's a new fan now. Like, he's a new Dodgers fan at this point because he's at the World Series right now. For
the only day for a World Series.
Tell us how you really feel, Guns.
Yeah.
No, but 41-27. I think Raul will put for that, and I'm sure he would say Jaden Mayava is going to be the MVP, and then I don't know what he would say for his defensive side. Maybe EG.
He would say Maeva.
Yeah, Maeva. My bad. But for score prediction, I'm going to say 38-27 USC. And for MVP, I'm going to say I'm going to go with Makai. I think Makai is going to come back from the last game against Notre Dame and definitely make another huge impact in this game. He's going to have some really major catches for us in this game. I think he'll have at least 2 touchdowns in this game, maybe. But for defensive side, I'm going to go with Fitzgerald as well, Bishop. I think this defensive line is definitely going to get some pressure on him and make him force into some mistakes. Dylan hasn't really been the greatest when it comes to being under pressure. He looks down some of his receivers as well, and we all know Bishop does really well at reading the QB's eyes, and if they're really staring down the player, he's gonna pick that off. So definitely believe that he's going to have at least 1 interception on Saturday. But yeah, chat, definitely let us know who you think the MVP are. And really quick, shout outs to Brant for the gifted membership here. Let's see who got that here. Trojan Fight. You're welcome, Trojan Fight. I think so. Trojan Fight may have gotten that. So shout outs to him. Really appreciate the membership from Brent. But yeah, Anything else we want to say before we move on to the college football predictions? You're on mute, probably, B. Jones.
So perfect timing with the membership. Members, contact me either X or Instagram so we can get you guys into our members only Discord chat. That is one of the perks of being a member of this channel. So go ahead and inbox me, man. We'll get you guys in there.
All right. So since it's so wait, do you have to? Are you going to ask Raul after this about his CFB picks since he's so invested in this?
He's getting L's. That's all I know, brother. That's all I know.
I do think you should ask him though. Yeah, definitely.
We'll reach out. Yeah, we'll reach.
All right, so go ahead and
try to get his picks, but
let's go ahead and start then. This might be a rough one.
So yeah, guns 1 overall. I'm at 148 and 2. 41 and BC is at third with 139 and 61, and yours truly is in last place at 130.
Wait! I got something.
7 and 60.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
All right, well, let's get into it. So, first, anybody gonna pick Penn State?
No.
Didn't think so. Next one here is Rutgers at Illinois. Anybody gonna pick Rutgers?
No.
Purdue at Michigan. Anybody gonna pick Michigan?
Nope.
Or Purdue, sorry. Didn't think so. All right. Indiana at Maryland.
Nope.
All right. Perfect. All right, so we'll actually go Michigan State at Minnesota.
I'm going to go with Minnesota.
Minnesota's the favorite there. Perfect. B. Jones?
Same.
All right, perfect. Looks like we're all good there. All right, well, let's get into the non-Big Ten games then. So the first one here is North Carolina at Syracuse. I have North Carolina in this game. You have
me or B Jones?
So for me?
You, BC, sorry.
I'm gonna go with Syracuse. I'm picking Syracuse, the home team.
You know what? I'm gonna go the same, BC.
Syracuse. Mexico at UNLV. I got UNLV.
Last chance UNLV, baby.
B. Jones, who you got? All right, perfect. BC?
UNLV.
All right. Texas is the favorite. I have Vandy. BC, who you got?
Vandy all the way. I don't know why Texas is still getting love. It makes no sense.
Oh, my turn? Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, sorry, Vandy. Gonzo, you on mute.
Vandy?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Vandy.
Okay, sorry. Perfect. Next one is Duke at Clemson. Clemson is the favorite here. I have Duke, though. B. Jones, who you got?
You know what? Every time I picked against Duke this year, it's coming back me in the butt, so I'm going to go with Duke.
Okay. BC?
I'm going to go with Clemson. I don't know why. Just some intuition, and I know Raul hates that.
All good. All right. Well, next one here is UCF at Baylor. Baylor is the favorite, and I gotta go with Baylor this game.
You don't trust Alex Grinch's defense or something?
Me? No, I'm not. I'm not trusting Grinch this game. Not trusting Grinch.
I don't know, man. Aranda's not too much better. I don't know. Who's it on? Is it on UBC or me?
BC, sorry.
Oh, I think I picked against UCF last time, and it hurt me. I think I can't recall, but I'm gonna go with UCF. I hate the fact that I'm going with Grinch, but I'm gonna go with UCF.
B Jones?
For the exact same reason. Same for the exact same reason, man.
Okay, perfect. All right, well, next one here is Army at Air Force. Air Force is the favorite here, but I got to go with Army in this game. B. Jones, who do you got?
Why? They both suck. No, I'm going to have to go with Army too, man. Even though, Air Force has better women.
No,
this is a known fact. This is a known fact.
Is it really?
Oh, yeah.
All right, then
Air
I'm going
Force.
to go with the hotter women. Let's go with Air Force.
Air Force, okay. All right. Next one here is Navy at North Texas. North Texas is the favorite, and I got to go with North Texas. Sorry, B. Jones there, but BC, who do you got?
I want to. I don't know if I trust semen, so I'll go with. I'm gonna go with North Texas, and we already know who B. Jones is gonna go with.
That's right, man. Give me my midshipman. Let's go.
All right, Navy it is perfect. All right. All right, next one here is Arizona State at Iowa State. Iowa State's the favorite. Got to go with Iowa State. B. Jones, who you got?
Iowa State.
Arizona State screwed me last game, so I'm gonna go. Like both teams have screwed me in matchups, so I don't know. I hate both of them. I'm gonna go with Iowa State, I guess.
Next one here is Georgia at Florida. Georgia is the favorite. Got to go Georgia here. BC, what you got?
Georgia.
B. Jones?
Yep.
All right, perfect. All right, next one here is Texas Tech at Kansas State. Texas Tech is the favorite. Got to go with Texas Tech. BC, who do you got?
I'm gonna go with Tech as well.
All right, B. Jones?
Same.
Perfect. All right, next one here is Virginia at Cal. Virginia is the favorite. Got to go with Virginia here. B. Jones, who you got?
Virginia at Cal. This is at Virginia?
At
No,
Cal.
Cal.
At Cal. What time is that game?
It is at 2:45, so in the middle of the day.
Yeah, middle day.
I think this is going to be my my eyeball pick for the week, so I'm going to go Cal.
I'm gonna go with
Cal.
Virginia. Like Cal has screwed me over on a lot of picks as well, so I'm losing faith right now. So I'm going with Virginia. They're 7-1 right now, so
Yes, they are. All right, next one here is Mississippi State at
Arkansas.
Arkansas. It's the favorite. Going Arkansas, BC.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Arkansas. Mississippi State. They screwed the pooch last time, so
They did. B. Jones.
Yeah, sorry, Mama Marks, but I am going with Arkansas as well.
Okay, Arkansas. All it is. All right, next one here. Arizona is the favorite. Got to go with the favorite.
Wait, who are we
Arizona beats.
Oh, you. Okay.
Who is it?
Arizona versus Colorado.
Completely missed that
Cal.
one.
Or Colorado, sorry. Yeah.
You know, Colorado does nothing well. So I'm going to have to go Arizona.
BC.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with CU's team right now. Like maybe they're just finally being exploited again at this point. So I'm gonna go with Arizona.
Okay, perfect. Next one here is Georgia Tech at the State Tech. BC, who you got?
Screwed North Carolina State. They screwed me over again. I don't know why I picked them last week. So yeah, Georgia Tech, and they're undefeated, right? Georgia Tech is undefeated. Why?
That is correct, sir.
Why is it only a 5.5 point spread? That makes no sense. But yeah, Georgia Tech.
Yeah, it's a little fishy, huh? All right.
Yeah. I'm going Georgia Tech as well. No surprise there, right?
All right, next one here. We got three more. Oklahoma at Tennessee. Tennessee is the favorite here. Got to go Tennessee.
Who's picking right now? Guns. I'll go with.
It was Oklahoma, Tennessee were the games. Yeah.
I'll go with Tennessee.
Okay. B. Jones?
Where's this game?
Tennessee.
At Tennessee.
Tennessee it is.
Okay, perfect. All right. Next one here is Washington State at Oregon State. Pac-12 matchup. Washington State is the favorite. Got to go with Washington State here.
Same.
Yeah, Washington State.
Perfect. All right. And lastly is Hawaii at San Jose
Hawaii at San Jose State.
State.
Who's picking?
I have Hawaii. BC. Blackiechainz.
Yeah, I'll go with Hawaii.
Sure, why not?
Alright,
Hawaii. I'll go Hawaii as well. I don't think I've seen either one of these teams play this year.
All right. Well, that is our picks. We'll maybe get Raul's picks. Again, still debating if he gets all L's or not, but we'll go from there. But that's it for week 10.
All right. Well, that's pretty much it for our show. Definitely do what B. Jones said. Go into the comments or go into the description and vote for Makai for the Belindikoff. And definitely go ahead and try to get go ahead and hype up the video as well, or the show. And go ahead and give a like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And also shout outs to TJ Birkel for at the Common Fan Podcast. Appreciate him being on the show. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. We'll be back on Sunday with the post game reaction, and hopefully we're coming out with a dub. This is definitely a big time road game for USC and Lincoln Riley, so we're definitely going to show up for this one. So other than that, any last words before we get out of here, guys?
No, I mean, Blackiechainz mentioned it. If you guys have not noticed it yourselves, there is a new feature on YouTube called Hype. So if you go under there with the rest of the buttons under there, not exactly sure where it is down there, but hit that hype button, hype this video up for us, get us in that algorithm.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. We'll be back on Sunday. And yeah, until next time, guys, keep the torch burning bright. And as always, fight on.